friends, this is John Kingston from JR Trading Zone. Welcome to this new series of videos where I am going to explain about CPR and the leading indicators in detail. This is actually a new subject. The price action trader should always depend upon the leading indicators. I have already told in many of my videos, we should never follow any lagging indicator because lagging indicators will mislead us and we will always end in loss. Lagging indicators usually mislead us. For a trader, if he is following the lagging indicators, the so-called indicators which is available in the broker's terminal, definitely you are going to fail. Then you can ask me a question, John, if I follow the leading indicators which you are going to teach or which is available in the market, can I be a successful trader? I will say the answer is no. Then how can we trade or how can I be a profitable trader? The next question you should ask me. Definitely I will reply you. Trading is all about risk management, money management, position sizing and the strategies we follow. But when you are a price action trader, when you are following the leading indicators, you get an edge in your strategy. This is why we follow leading indicators. When coming to leading indicators, the best leading indicator, one of the best leading indicator, I will say that is central pivot range that we call CPR. Actually, if you are coming into the CPR, if you go to YouTube and watch a lot of videos, you can see a lot of videos regarding CPR. But I will say you one thing, if you come and study the proper definition of CPR and if you are going into a trade, definitely you will fail. You can't be a successful trader. CPR is also a part of our trading. Price action patterns along with CPR and along with the support of several leading indicators, we should enter into a trade. To enter a trade, we should have few circumstances, few situations which are similar or which are giving the similar signal. That is why I always say following any indicator, I am calling indicator the leading indicators like CPR, option chain, volume analysis. These are the leading indicators. I mean the leading indicators means they should provide the signal even before the market is opening. Where the market is likely to take support, where the market is likely to take resistance. If it is providing a signal even before the market is opening, that indicators we call actually the leading indicators. But following these leading indicators also can't make you a successful trader. So price action along with these leading indicators gives an edge in trading. This edge in trading with proper risk management, money management, position sizing can make you a profitable trader. For this, we should have a lot of practice, we should have a lot of patience, we should have a lot of back testing, we should have a lot of knowledge about this. So this is not a small subject. I won't tell it is a small subject. Come learn CPR, become a profitable trader from tomorrow, learn lakhs, learn crores from tomorrow, earn crores for tomorrow. I won't say like that. This is just a beginning where we are going to teach about or where we are going to learn about the leading indicator. Actually, pivot points, pivot points are few points marked in the chart and these points show where the support and resistance are. But when we come to CPR, there you can find three lines in the center. One central pivot, one top CPR, one bottom CPR. Central CPR, top CPR and bottom CPR. This entire range is called CPR range. And this was developed by Franklin Ochoa. Everyone knows, if you go to Google, you can see the formula how this CPR is calculated. CPR is actually calculated based on previous days high, low, and close prices. Okay, and each and every line is calculated on basis of certain formulas. If you want to know how it is calculated, how the support and resistance are calculated, just go to Google and search, you can get the formula. I am not going deep into the formula. Okay, I always in each and every video state, I don't want to explain the formulas, I just want to explain the logic. In this video, I am going to simply explain how we can apply CPR, how should we apply the CPR in the from the broker's terminal, what are the types of CPR available in the broker's terminal, what are the difference about it, and these are the matters I am going to talk. Okay, based on the price action, how can we use CPR, how the price patterns are reacting with the CPR, this is completely a different subject. In this video, I am going to just simply explain you how can we apply the CPR, what are the different types of CPR. Okay, CPR simply we can go to the broker's terminal. I will show from the computer how we can apply it and everything. There are normally 4 types of CPR according to Franklin Ochoa. If you are aware, you know it is narrow CPR, average CPR and wide CPR. The last one is virgin CPR. According to Franklin Ochoa's CPR theory, when you find a narrow CPR, the market is likely to be trending. When you see an average CPR, the market can be trending or can be sideways. Possibility of sideways and trending. When the CPR is very large, means very wide CPR, the market is likely to stay sideways. Then the last one is virgin CPR. If you are finding a CPR where the candles are not penetrated, this CPR can be extended for the next 6 days. Next 6 consecutive days. If the candle has not penetrated through the CPR, the CPR should be extended further and it can be used for the 6 days, consecutive 6 days, and this is called the virgin CPR. This CPR can also act as a support and resistance. Therefore, there are 4 types of CPR: narrow CPR, average CPR, broad CPR, that is wide CPR, and last is the virgin CPR. Price actions are formed and we club with these CPRs and we take proper trades. But when you come into trade, this is not enough. For example, I will say, when we are building a house, nowadays, in the place of foundation you have seen, we make a belt, put some rods, fill it with concrete and make it strong. We make it more strong. Nowadays, people also construct pillars in between the foundation to make it extra strong. Do you know? In that way, we should also get some additional confirmations before entering into the trade. Our basic for a price action trader is the support and resistance level. That is the supply and demand zone. No doubt about it. So for a price action trader, price action is supreme, not the CPR. Okay, actually I will say in my trading career, definitely CPR is a magical indicator because I use it properly. If you are not using it properly, it is just an indicator. We can't say it is a leading indicator also if you are not using it properly. If you are using it properly, definitely this CPR is a magical indicator. How should we use this indicator? how can we club other leading indicators like option chain, volume, etc. with this CPR? How we can use certain moving averages with this CPR? This is what I want to explain in my upcoming videos. Okay, you can see a lot of videos in YouTube regarding CPR, but what I am going to teach you is entirely different. Entirely different because this is my experience. I have experienced more than 30 patterns in the intraday trading, out of which I have and I used to trade only most probable 22 patterns. Okay, I have written a book on CPR, the magical indicator, and I wanted to publish it in Amazon KDP, but before I want to publish it, I want to explain a lot about the CPR first of all, because reading the book without the knowledge of price action and what I am going to say in that book, it will not work out. So I have written a book on what we say CPR, and I am ready to publish it, and you can get good benefits from that book. This is what I want to explain in this video. So we want to club the CPR with other leading indicators for a price action trader. Again, I will say you one thing: price action is supreme. In the name itself, I am a price action trader. For me, price action is supreme. What is happening in the chart? What are the candles speaking to you? What is the emotions happening in the chart? If you are able to identify it, you can become a successful trader, or else you can't be a successful trader even if you are applying n number of leading indicators into your chart. So first of all, you must be able to see, you must get the insight from the chart, that you must be able to see from the chart, or you must be able to get an idea from the chart what is happening there in the market. Are the buyers powerful? Are the sellers powerful? Are the buyers overtaking the sellers? Are the sellers overtaking the buyers? Bulls are overtaking the bears, or bears are overtaking the bulls? These all we have to understand from the chart. If you go to Google and YouTube, you can find a lot of patterns: double bottom, double top, what we say doji pattern, hammer pattern, hanging man. But this is not the pattern which works in the market. In my experience, I will say we must be able to we must be able to capture the emotions happening in the chart. If you are able to identify that emotions in the chart, and if you are clubbing that price action with these leading indicators like CPR and option chain, volume, etc., some moving averages, you can take a good trade. You can get an edge in trading. This is what I am going to say. Okay, I have clearly explained. I will go to the computer, show a good presentation, how it is working, different types of CPR. I am not going to the formulas, everything, complications like that. I am just going to show what are the different types of CPR, how can we apply it in our chart and everything. Okay, just coming to the chart. First of all, see, this is Nifty 50 chart. How can we apply CPR in this chart? Very simple, easy, no problem. You just go to the indicator section. Indicator section, when you go to the indicator section, if you search CPR, you can find lot of CPRs actually. CPR. If you search like this, you can see lot of CPR. CPR Bayan, CPR option strategy, CPR pivot, CPR Guru Prasad Meduri, and you can see like lot of CPRs. I use two type of CPR. One is I will show you. The one is CPR, CPR with pivot levels. It's from King Research. That one. The next one I use is the pivot boss. I have added these two CPRs to my chart. Why I am using these two CPRs, I will explain in detail. Okay, if you apply a CPR in your trading terminal, and when the market is opening, you can't see the entire line using CPR. You just get one dot. of CPR, one dot in resistance, one dot in support, like you can get one dot, and when the candles are formed, this dot will be extending and it will form as a line. But if you are applying the pivot boss, this one, you can get this entire line early in the morning. You can get this line early in the morning, entire line early in this morning. If you want tomorrow CPR, that is also available. You can go into the settings and search for tomorrow's CPR. Tomorrow's CPR is also available. CPR is simply calculated on the price levels of the previous day. Today's opening high, low, and what we say closing price divided by 3 is the central pivot range, the center line. This line is calculated in this formula. And for calculating this formula, this CPR, this top CPR, this bottom CPR, there are formulas. You can go to the Google and search in detail if you are interested in learning formulas. Now let me hide the chart. This is the line formed when you are applying the pivot boss, this CPR. I use this CPR early in the morning because I get this entire line morning itself. Okay, if you are applying this CPR, you can't get this line morning. Instead, you will get dots. First dot will be starting here, and when the candles are starting to form one by one, will be joined and it will form as a line. So if you, for your convenience, you can use one CPR, no problem. You can use any one of it, no problem. For my convenience, I use both this CPR. Okay, that's all. Now CPR is simple. You see, this is the CPR. This is, today is 25th, 27th. You see, this is the CPR of the day. Can you see anything here? You can see few lines. In this chart, this violet lines is called the CPR. You can see 3 lines. This is called the CPR range. The center one is called central pivot line. The top is called top CPR. The bottom line is called bottom CPR. Altogether, these 3 lines are called the central pivot range. Okay, next you can see red lines on the upper side of the CPR. This is called resistance lines. This one is called R1, this R2, R3 and R4. Resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3 and resistance 4. On the downside, you can see few green lines, and this is support 1, support 2, support 3 and support 4. Okay, now you can see few yellow lines here. These yellow lines are the previous day high and low of the chart. According to Franklin Ochoa, if the CPR is ascending, then the trend is bullish. You see, this CPR, then this is ascending CPR, then this is ascending CPR, then this is also ascending CPR. According to Franklin Ochoa, if the CPR is ascending, the trend of the market is in uptrend. If the CPR is going like this sideways, then the market is also sideways according to his formula. Overall concept, the market is sideways at this particular area. When the CPR is narrow, the market is trending. Market is likely to be trending. The next thing, number 2, when there is an average CPR, the market will be sideways or trending. These two can happen with the average CPR. Okay, if you see a wide CPR, like this wide CPR, you can see a sideways market. Based on this, you should take trade according to Franklin Ochoa. Now the last one is the virgin CPR. If the candles are not penetrating, for example, you see in this particular area, let me apply the chart. See, in this CPR, candles are not penetrated. So this CPR can be taken as a virgin CPR. What we should do for the next consecutive 6 days, we can use this as a, what we say, virgin CPR. What is the concept of virgin CPR? The virgin CPR can act as a support and resistance. There is a possibility for virgin CPR to act as a support and resistance. When this virgin CPR is powerful, when it is near to the previous day, when it is near to the CPR, virgin CPR, this area is powerful. Here 1, 2, 3 in this column, it might be very powerful. It becomes weaker when the days pass. This virgin CPR will lose its power. You see, at this point, it is able to act as a support. This virgin CPR is acting as a support at this point. But here, the virgin CPR is broken. Okay. When the candles are inside the CPR, it is going sideways. When the candles are above the CPR, it stays on the uptrend. When the candles break the CPR, it is going downwards. Okay, these are just the basics of CPR. I am just explaining only the basics of CPR. CPR is very powerful. Why these lines are acting? You see, I will show you. You see, chart is moving, coming down at this particular area, at this particular point. How this price is able to turn around? You see, how it is able to turn around. See the magic of CPR. You see, the chart is coming here, crossing the CPR, coming here. You see, when the CPR is broken here, this line is clearly acting as a resistance. You see, it is not able to move. At this point, exactly at this point, it is taking resistance. How it is happening? This is what we have to think. You see how beautiful these lines are respected here. This price action is respected in the CPR line. How it is happening? I will say 80% of, more than 85% of the trades are today done by algo system. Most of the price action traders use this CPR in algos. That's why it is fantastically working. Even if you are placing your order manually, you can't place perfectly. You see these lines are respected beautifully. You see these lines are respected beautifully here. You see. See, it's going here, breaking, coming down. Exactly at this line, it is taking resistance. Why it is not taking resistance here? Why it is not taking resistance here? Exactly at this line. This is where I am telling algos are playing a great role. How to take trade, how to plan trade, how to execute a trade. Everything is planned by algos. Most of the people who use algos use CPR. That is why I am saying this is the leading indicator and we should follow this indicator. Along this, we can combine and club other indicators and we can take more beautiful trades. Okay, in this video, I am just explaining what are the different types of CPR, how we are applying the CPR. That's why I am not going into the patterns and other complications. We have a lot of patterns to be learned, more than 22 patterns. I will be explaining one by one each and every pattern, how we should take trade, which are the patterns to be followed, in which pattern is the most powerful pattern, which patterns we have to avoid, what are false breakouts. Everything I will be explaining in my one by one video. One thing, my dear friends, again and again repeatedly I will say you, this is not my bread and butter. Okay, definitely. So in my videos sometimes I will have some delay because of my many works. I am personally I am a businessman, and I am a trader too. I don't have time for making regular videos, but in my videos what I say, that is true. I will never scam you. I don't want to take any what we say classes. I don't want to sell any courses. I don't have time for anything. I just want to teach you, and what I teach is from the bottom of my heart. What I teach is my understanding about the market. So I will never try to mislead you. Okay, in this video I'm just simply telling you how we can apply the CPR to the trading terminal. I think I have clearly explained how we can apply these lines. Once again, let me remind what are the points I taught you about CPR. First, I told you how to apply the CPR. Just go to the indicator section and search for CPR, apply any CPR. I am using two CPRs, pivot boss and CPR, and I told why I am using these two CPRs. Okay, I usually don't use this CPR daily. For my convenience, I use this one only when I am trading intraday. This is useful for me, and I also mark the important levels of support, resistance, demand zone, supply zone, previous day high, previous day. That always it will be in my chart. Okay. For additional, I go for this pivot boss because I get the full line in the beginning itself. Okay, that's more convenient for me. No problem. This is what I explained in the beginning. What I explained in this video, once again I will tell you. According to Franklin Ochoa, there are 4 types of CPR. One is the narrow CPR. In that particular day, the market is likely to be trending. Then the average CPR, the market may be trending or it can be sideways also. On a wide CPR day, the market is likely to be sideways. Okay, then what I told you, these are all daily CPR. Okay, then we can go and get weekly CPR. This blue lines which you are seeing is weekly CPR. Okay, we can go to the settings and avail all these. Then you can get monthly CPR also. Okay, this weekly CPR, monthly CPR can also act as a very good support and resistance. Hi friends, I have made a presentation on CPR, how we can apply the CPR in our charts, and this is what I want to explain in this video. I think I have done a good job of introducing the CPR. I have just introduced the CPR. In upcoming videos, I will be adding more leading indicators and how we can club the price action patterns with this CPR and take the good trade. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. This is John Kingston signing off from JR Trading Zone. Bye.